Hello, and welcome to Shaded Reality. We are back with episode 7. We only have 4 more episodes to go. The reunion episode is already recorded and out, so hopefully you enjoyed that. We hated the actual reunion, but it was still fun talking about how insane it was. So please go listen to that if you haven't already, or finish up these last 4 episodes. 7 and 8 will drop Tuesday, Thursday, and then 9 and 10 will drop the following 2 weeks. And then we are going to take off for the holidays, and then we'll be back starting fresh with The Valley Season 1. So we're excited to get into that. Yeah, let's get into it. So the girls are driving. They're in 2 different cars. We have Macy driving one car. She's with Jesse, Michaela, and Taylor, and then Miranda and Layla are in another car. I noticed throughout this season, like, Miranda and Layla are very separated. Like, they seem to sometimes go to different, like, events and different things that, like, all the other girls don't go to. I don't know if it's because...
Just those 2 together, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's, like, their ages or, like, I don't know. They just seem to be in a slightly different influencer world than the rest of them are.
I agree.
Taylor says she forgot a vibrator, and Michaela says, well, you can borrow mine. And Macy's like, we are supposed to be the moral compass here. Like, why do you have a vibrator? I don't think having a vibrator makes you immoral, but...
right, and how many days are these girls actually away that they need to take a vibrator? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they're like a week away from their husbands. I don't know.
I know, because the husbands are coming then.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, hey, you just need to get a quick, quickie in. I'm all for it.
Yeah. I mean, there's other ways, though, that you don't have to have a vibrator. I feel like there's, like, a misconception sometimes with men, like, oh, yeah, they need a dildo. I'm like, no, I don't at all.
No.
Like, I don't even like them.
Well, never mind.
Okay. I don't want to know.
Never mind.
So they're giving shit to Taylor because she invited the guys, including Dakota. And then also they're like, well, Michaela's like, why did we even elect Taylor to be our leader? Because when we did it, she was supposed to stand up and push back on Whitney and Demi. And now she invited Whitney to stagecoach, which I don't think she actually invited Whitney. Whitney was invited to make content at that house.
Yes, yeah. Through whoever that owns the house or whatever.
Yeah, set them up. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to say this right here just because it popped into my head and I don't want to forget it later. I like Whitney. Like, maybe it was the other episodes because I've now watched all of them because I wanted to make sure I watched them before the reunion happened. And maybe you, when you get to episode 10, I think it is. But I kind of like Whitney. So, anyway.
See, but this is how it happens. We all, like, I really liked Demi in the beginning, and I was like, ooh, I love this girl, and now look at her. And then I felt the same way. There was, like, moments that I liked Whitney, and then, like, in an instant, I'm just like, come on, girl.
Yeah.
But I do feel I am now on episode 10, like, not really far into it, and Whitney does seem like she's the person who's trying to bring these girls back together. And she does, like in her interview, she's just like, I hate to say it, but I love these girls. And I really do think that they all do have a sisterhood and they're all, you know what I mean? Like, love each other.
Yeah, and I'm not stupid. Like, I understand that when you want to make someone a villain, you can edit someone down to a villain. Mm-hmm. But she also has said she just always puts her own foot in her mouth. And, like, I don't know.
Right.
But the way that they edited her to end the season, I actually like Whitney at this moment in time. So, they're in Palm Springs. They arrive at this, like, huge estate. Kate chases ex. That's not his ex, right? Or did they break up? It was his girlfriend.
It's his girlfriend,
but So Layla invited her and some other girls because she said there's too many pregnant girls here and the ones who aren't pregnant don't drink. So she wanted to have fun. So those girls show up and they're all like screaming and jumping up and down. Because, I mean, these are young girls who are not influencers making money. And they're showing up at this like, that place wasn't just a mansion. Like, that is like a place I will never, ever, like, would get to go see or show up to. So I can see why they were so excited. But you have Macy and Michaela standing around the counter in the kitchen eating and, like, they're like, are they okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just said this house has a ton of places to, like, make content and stuff. Demi made a post. So now all the girls are talking about this post, which is, like, a green background with white lettering. And it's a long kind of post that Demi puts up about how people don't believe her about the alleged sexual assault and from Marciano. And they all get offended to be, like, grouped together because no one has, like, victim shamed her. They don't like her for a whole lot of reasons, but in all the confessionals, in everything that we've been shown, at least, they've all said, I would never say I don't believe her. Like, I would never do that kind of thing.
No.
So they're like, why is she putting this out here? Like, none of us have said we don't believe that she could have possibly been touched by Marciano in a way she didn't want to be. We don't believe a whole lot of other shit that she's done. And she has lied, thrown Jesse under the bus, tried to throw Jen under, like, do anything and everything she can. Now, all of a sudden, she's claiming sexual assault. Like, that's what our problem is, you know? Taylor says she thinks the post is pretty calculated, which I agree. And, like, essentially nothing has worked out that she's done so far. So she's just, like, going to the next level to continue to try to get reactions and a rise out of them. The men arrive. They all have cowboy hats on, which was annoying. I don't like when people dress up, like, for specific places and stuff. And I was just like, you're in Palm Springs. You're not in freaking Texas. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
Well, they're going to... It's for Stagecoach.
Yeah, well, not that day.
Because it's a country...
Yeah. They're showing up in a mansion.
Just had it... But they probably just had it with them, and they just, like, put it on their head. Oh, my gosh. You're such an asshole.
Jordan and Jesse are still separated, but he's, like, talking to her about the post and stuff. I mean, like, you see, like, they are still a married couple, and, like, you still fall back to, like, that's your person to, like, say stuff to, you know?
Yeah.
We hear Jen is in an Uber on her way there because she was sick. So she had to go to urgent care. And for whatever reason, Zach went on ahead without her. But she decided she was going to get an Uber, which is still quite a long way to come from Utah to Palm Springs.
Right.
And I was like, why don't you just stay home? Dakota and Jordan are staying in the pool house, so they, like, take them out there to show them that. In confessional, Taylor says that someone in her family was just diagnosed with cancer, and it made her, like, realize that some things are petty and there are more important things to focus on than, like, her relationship with Dakota and that kind of thing. Michaela and Jace are in their master bedroom, which is enormous, and they're talking about how they haven't been away from the kids in a long time, and they're still struggling with intimacy stuff, and she hasn't scheduled their couples therapy yet, and she's trying to, like, make an effort. So in the confessional, a producer asked Jace if Michaela often likes to role play, because they're, like, in the bedroom, and they're just, like, joking around, and she's like, ooh, we could, like, be at this desk, or, like, we could do this. Like, they were just being silly. And I'm like, that's an odd question for the producer to ask. And and I was like, they're also in front of a camera. So, like, there was nothing that was truly going to be sexy about it. They were just messing around.
Right. I actually felt awful for them in this entire episode because I felt like it was very focused on those two. And
yes.
That is so awkward and uncomfortable. I was thinking
Yeah.
that the entire time. Like, I could just imagine me and my husband there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, what did they want them to do
Right.
when cameras were around? I was like,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah. We go back to like the main part of the house, and Amazon Prime boxes arrived, and they're opening them, and I'm like, oh, these ads, they make me so annoyed. They're making.
Did you
content.
even hear one of them say, "Oh, we just ordered this yesterday, and it's arriving today"? Well,
yes.
guess what?
Yeah.
I have Amazon Prime, and I've ordered advent calendars a week ago, and they're still not here. They were supposed to be here on Friday, and now they're not getting here until Monday. So I guess it's who you are for freaking Amazon Prime.
I order my
Sorry.
advent calendars in October, so I'm always ready to go.
I'm a very
I
last
do.
minute person. I was very last minute.
I also already had all my Christmas shopping done at the beginning of November, which was actually kind of late for me.
Gosh.
Let's see. They're making content. They're all dressed up in like sexy outfits, cowboy hats, cowboy boots. Michaela is very excited, jumping up and down and saying, "You are going to die." I don't remember what that's about.
I don't
Apparently that
remember
happened.
that either.
Or it wasn't Michaela. It was someone else, and I wrote the wrong name down. Oh, no, it was Michaela. Never mind. I got to look at my next line. Lana Del Rey had messaged her
Oh, yeah.
and said that she was going to give them stage passes. And I'm like, I don't know who this is. Did you know?
No.
No, okay.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
So
assuming she's a country singer?
Yeah.
Lana Del Rey.
And
Okay,
I
no, I don't know.
used to, like, probably more like really early 2000s-ish. Like, I knew country singers then because, like, that was back when I still listened to radio a lot on my way to and from work. So I knew a lot of the country singers then, but I don't listen to music at all anymore, and let alone country. So I have absolutely no idea who, like, the latest and greatest country singers are. She looked slightly familiar when we actually saw her, but
Yeah. She's my age. She's 40. She looked older.
okay, she
In
does.
that. But when I'm looking at her now on Google, she looks young. I mean,
Yeah.
unless they're old pictures. But yeah, no, she's 40 years old.
Okay,
I would have never guessed
But-
that.
I don't know. Yeah,
Not that
I
she
don't
was
know.
much older. I don't know. I just thought she looked.
I never feel
older
like I'm
in that.
40, so I always think
I know.
people are older than me. Even
So do
when
I.
they're younger half the time.
So do I. I know.
So, so they're all getting ready to go. We hear Jen is still 2 hours out because her Uber was apparently a Tesla and the battery died. So she's
Yes,
waiting
that's
for it to
awful.
charge. I would be so pissed off. There's a big Ferris wheel, which apparently is like the thing for Stagecoach. And until you told me Stagecoach existed this year, I had no idea it was even something that happened. Lena is a big fan. I loved it because she's like, "Are you mic'd up?" Oh, they're recording
Lana.
right now. Lana, sorry. She was very excited for like being
She
a
was.
country singer. And she's like, "So is Whitney a friend or a foe?" And they're all like, "Oh, she's a villain for sure." And she's just like trying to get all the tea, which I thought was funny. We see a little of her concert. Taylor's like eating and talking to Jordan, and he says he's like sad and been sleeping a lot and stuff. I feel nothing for Jordan. I've seen way too much of Jordan listen to him on podcasts and stuff, and the guy has not changed at all. He's still, yeah. Taylor's watching Dakota, and like some girls come up to him and are just chatting for a second. Like he's sitting on the grass with, I think it wasn't Jace.
It was-
the other
was.
one.
Jace
Jacob?
and
Was it Jacob?
Jacob.
Yeah. I always forget Jacob's name. And Taylor literally says, "Hold on a second, I need to watch this." And like she's almost like standing over him. She's really not far away, or at least the camera angle didn't make it seem like it. And as soon as the girls walk away, she's like, "What'd you say to them?" And he's like, "I don't know." And she starts a fight like right away. And she's definitely overreacting, but she walks away and she just says anything with him triggers her. So, like, she knows it, but Dakota says if Taylor came to him and wanted to be with him, he would say yeah. So that's kind of it for that first night at Stagecoach. They arrive back at the house. They're all going to bed. Jen finally arrives and brings her illness with her. She sounds terrible. I'm
awful.
Like, why did she come?
Yeah, because Jen is like, can't miss anything. I feel like she definitely shows up to it all.
She does. She says she already missed so much, so she feels obligated to show up, which maybe her contract and paycheck is now written because, like, she missed half of it last season. Maybe it's written to say you have to be here for so many things. You know, I don't know what the business end is. Then we're back to poor Michaela and Jace. Michaela's, like, trying to prepare, like, the sauna hot tub thing, and she turns the jets on. We already kind of said this, but one, no sex was going to happen while cameras were on them. This isn't a porno. So I thought it was weird how, like, the jets just started splashing a little, and that, like, ruined everything. I was like...
Maybe she was just uncomfortable in the whole situation, which I would have been. Yeah, and then too. I don't know what they wanted them to do, but that it was weird. Like the whole thing was weird.
Like, I don't have intimacy issues with my husband, but I sure in the hell wouldn't want to be sliding into a hot tub, pregnant, making out with him in front of a cameraman. Like, I would be very uncomfortable doing that. So I don't know. So then, like, they don't like that the jets are coming out, so they go to the outside hot tub. He says it's not very warm, and kind of at this point, Michaela's like, I'm tired, I want to go to bed, and now he feels rejected, so he's starting to get annoyed and frustrated because he probably has had in his head all day long, we're going to have sex, this is going to be great, you know, like, it sounds like they don't do it very often, so, like, it was, like, something that he's probably had played up in his head all day. And now she's kind of just like, I'm over it. Like, the moment passed. She says in confessional she really needs to have control over, like, all of their sexual interactions. And when she doesn't, like, she just can't move forward. Yeah. Like, I understand his annoyance, you know, but I also understand where she's coming from. Let's see. In confessional, Jace says that intimacy for him is really important in so much that it's a deal breaker, which I was like, I don't know if you should have said that. Yeah. I know we got a lot of backlash on comments in the public and stuff, like, especially because he was 21 when they got together and all of that. And I think he means that she needs to, like, work on it. His frustration is in that she hasn't, like, set up the couples therapy yet, and she seems to want to, like, leave him completely out of it and, like, just fix things herself. So I think that's what he means. Like, he essentially means if she can't include me and, like, we move forward or we start working on this, it's a deal breaker. I don't think he means it's a deal breaker if she won't have sex with me. Like, he doesn't seem to be that kind of person at all. But I think people took it the wrong way. And I'm like, you guys need to chill on him. Of all the men on this show, like, I don't think he's our problem, you know?
No.
Next day, they're all by the pool, like, eating breakfast. Jordan's talking to Macy's husband and says that Dakota was missing when he woke up. And we see Dakota sneaking out of Taylor's room. And he says that Taylor reached out. And Taylor in confession says, we had sex, obviously. And she's like, did I send him a text? And she's like, maybe I said something like, if you're alone and scared over there, you can come over here. And then Taylor comes out and Zach says, we heard you had a long night last night. And him and Jen are making, like, sex gestures, like, with their hands. And Taylor says, I wouldn't say it was long. And she asked Jen if she has heard anything with Dancing with the Stars yet, and Jen says no. She's like, she's just been sick, and she sounds sick. Jen asked if she misses having someone in her bed, and Taylor's like, I don't know, the kids sleep with me. It's not really that. Taylor walks away, and Jen says she needs tissues. Zach doesn't want to get up again because I think he just got her tea. So he's like, just blow your nose on the towel. And sometimes Jen acts like such a child. Like, she seemed like she was looking for permission, and she's like, okay. And then she just blows her nose into a towel. And I'm like, that seems like something a 5-year-old would do. Like, it was weird.
Right.
Yeah. Whitney's on her way. They say one of the girls is like, maybe it's Jesse. She's like, well, Jordan's still a good tripod. He films for them, so we'll still use him. At this moment, because they were like getting ready to do content. That's what they were talking about. We see Whitney reposted Demi's story where she put all that stuff about victim shaming, etc. And it's just adding to them feeling like they're, going to get a ton of shit from the public for outing her and victim shaming. And let's see. We see Jace playing the piano. Whitney and Connor show up. Whitney's wearing real weird pigtails. She looks like that little girl from, it was like a not Wild Kratts. I can't remember the cartoon.
I know what you're talking about. I want to say Rugrats, but it wasn't Rugrats.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah. We hear she's just there to make her content, and she says the vibes are off and you could cut the tension with a knife. And I'm like, yeah. She apparently thought she was fine since she talked to Taylor, but yeah, not since now she did that repost. So they set up their phone to make some content, and I'm like, I could never do that. Like, you walk in, everyone's annoyed with you, and you can, like, feel it, and then you're just going to sit there and, like, do a TikTok dance in front of the window? Like, how uncomfortable. I could never.
Or I was thinking that entire house was gigantic. Why did they do a TikTok right there? I would have been like, let's go outside. Let's just like, I would have went to like where I didn't see anybody and then just like dipped in and out.
Right.
But that wouldn't make for good TV.
Shots,
so.
Yeah. When they do the drone shots over the house, you see like all this content area with signage and like walls and like all that stuff. So she could have did her content anywhere on this like huge estate and like not run into anybody. She probably could have done it without even walking inside the house, but she did it like right in the living room.
Yeah.
Taylor walks up to her and she brings up the repost, and Whitney's very confused she's like, why would they care? And I think I'm just starting to understand that Whitney is like, she doesn't see social situations the same way like an average person sees social situations. Like, she sees stuff very literally, and like, I don't think she has a lot of ill intention behind the things that she does, but she's really hard to understand. She says that people making fun of Demi and essentially saying they don't believe her is disgusting. And we do see some TikTok talks. Jen did something that's like sexual predator ? It's interesting considering she was FaceTiming him a week later, inviting him to dinner, which isn't wrong, but do we really have to say it?
It's not wrong.
Layla's dancing.
But could you imagine? I couldn't do that to one of my friends. Like, I think it's so crazy.
No. Yeah. Layla's dancing, and her, like, whatever, words on the screen say, podcaster asking if for the tea because we need to know. And, yeah, I don't know what that means. And maybe she did a podcast where she talked about Demi. Jesse, so proud of Jess and how she's handling all the noise. That meetup with Marciano wasn't opposite of what I expected. So, yeah, they just show that, yeah, the girls are kind of addressing this in their content. Whitney just doesn't see it how everyone else does. And she says, saying nothing is saying something. She never reposted to say anything against the other Mom Talk girls. She was just supporting Demi. And if none of them were victim blaming, then they shouldn't be offended, because that's all Demi was addressing in her post, which is honestly true. Then all of a sudden, her and Taylor get into like this semantics argument about how Taylor's the kind of person to go on the internet and call out all of Mom Talk as swingers, and Taylor says she didn't do that. And why that was brought up is beyond me. Like, it was very weird.
Yeah.
Let's see. Whitney's like, why are you picking a fight with me? Are you just trying to make me feel uncomfortable? And she's like, I'll just make my content and leave. Jacob's gathering everyone because they need to go. Taylor says she never has time to get ready. She feels so ugly. And Dakota's like saying, oh, you're so beautiful, whatever. And then he points out that she has a hickey. And I'm like, I hate him. Jace is at the counter taking shots. Michaela thinks he's being annoying and starts being like a bitch. He's done.
Yeah.
Which I thought this was funny. To me, this is like normal relationship stuff. Like, I have had these days where no matter what my husband does, no matter what other people are seeing, I've seen more behind the scenes, or I've had conversations with him, and I am just done with him. And you know what I mean? Like, it happens. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. This didn't seem anything crazy to me.
I wanted to see Jace, though, get shitty. Like, I would love to see him drunk.
I know. We see Jace on the bus, and he's, like, strong. He does, like, a sideways, like, yes. Where he, like a flag. Like, I don't know what you call it. Where he, like, is on the pole, like, sideways. I'm like, oh my gosh, how strong are you? They're having fun on the bus. Layla kissed Sheena. They just had her name. That's the only reason I know. There's lots of dancing. Taylor's putting her ass on Dakota and grinding. Miranda has an outfit with her butt out, and I said she has a cute little hinder. Miranda liked one of my Instagram reposts on my stories, and I was very excited about that. I sent it to Anne immediately.
That was very exciting.
Let's see. It was. I mean, I had Jen do it one other time, too. I think they're just really good at social media, and when they see people repost their stuff, they like it, which, you know, it just makes them good.
Did you tag her in it?
But no, I just shared her story.
I didn't think you did.
When people share your story.
Because that's what...
Yeah.
Okay.
A girl came up and was talking to Michaela, telling her how much it means to her that she, like, opened up about her skin stuff. And, like, they say goodbye, and she's like, thank you, you know. And Jace says, that's pretty cool, huh? And Michaela just ignores him and walks away. And he's like, are you mad? And she says she doesn't want to talk to him right now. Taylor and Dakota are all over each other. We saw these pictures on the season 2 reunion. Because, like, I think it's Jessie was like, ooh, I'm going to send this to TMZ. And she's, like, taking photos of them. Macy says it's been almost 3 years of her trying to get Taylor away from Dakota, and she's just annoyed. She's like, I just want them to be healthy co-parents and nothing else. Jace is sitting on some hay bales. There's sad music playing. He's all by himself, and he has a voiceover saying that maybe a separation needs to happen if they can't get on the same page. I'm like, you guys are making this extra dramatic. This is like such a normal... husband and wife, like, got annoyed with each other for a day. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? We are back at the house, and you can hear Jace and Michaela fighting, and there's, like, a shower running. And Macy and Taylor go over to check on them, and I'm like, I think they probably should have ignored it and left it alone. Like, I would have been super annoyed if my husband and I were, like, in our bedroom on a vacation, and we were, like, bickering, and someone popped in and was like, oh, what's going on? I'd be like, get the hell out of here. Like, this is none of your business.
I think they were just going to find Michaela because she was, like, missing for a long time. I don't know if they actually knew that they were fighting.
Oh. Oh, I thought they were
you
like,
could
"Ooh, do you
hear them
that?"
fighting.
And they wanted to go. Yeah.
Oh no.
Well,
maybe.
at least the mics. You could hear it through the mics, but I don't know if people in the house could hear it.
Yeah.
So they run into Michaela in the bedroom. She says she was in the shower. That's why she didn't hear them knock. And they want her to go out by the fire pit and chat. Jacob and Jace are chatting about how it's hard to be fighting with your wife on a trip with all the girls around. Michaela says it's been hard the last couple of years to be intimate, and they're just fighting about it. She feels pressure and guilt around her marriage and sex life, and she has a lot of broken pieces she's still working on fixing, between the abuse, the way she was raised to be a perfect wife. Like, it all just feels unattainable. Taylor says it's sad to see them like this because she sees them as, like, such a strong couple, and she sees how much Jace loves her. And I'm like, Taylor, honey, they are still a strong couple. Every couple will argue. And, like, the thing is, they're going to work through it, and they'll be fine tomorrow or the next day. You don't argue well. You hold on to things, and you bring it up over and over and over again. So, like, just because you see a couple fighting, it doesn't make them a bad, like, they're not necessarily, like, in a bad place. They're just, every couple is going to have a fight sometimes. Like, that happens after, you know, years of whatever being together. She asks why she doesn't want to do couples therapy. And she's like, sometimes you got to go through it, you know, just to deal with it. And not trying will definitely not fix it. Yeah, so they just kind of have a conversation about that. They're packing up to leave. Taylor's talking to Jace by, like, I don't know, they're outside by, like, a water fountain. She's asking how he's doing after last night. And she says that it was the first time that, you know, she saw any miscommunication between them. And he says that she always bottles things up and it takes time to get there. He says that he sees other people's relationships that have, like, a lot of sexual chemistry, like Taylor and Dakota, and he's jealous of that. And she says she longs for the strength and love they have. And it's like, yeah, it's not always greener, guys. Like, no one's perfect in any way.
Yeah.
He asks about Dakota, and she says she's always hoping, you know, she holds out hope. And she says, maybe it's time to give it a shot. And I was like, oh, because I know what happens. So I'm like, whatever. That just sucks. They say they're going to see if anyone else is up, because I guess this is pretty early in the morning and some people were still sleeping. And I was like, and Jay says, Michaela needs her morning massage. And I was like, oh, she was like such a bitch to him all day the day before. And he's like, I got to go check to see if she wants her morning massage. And it just
I don't get a
reminded
morning
me,
massage.
No, but when I was pregnant with my oldest, so my first pregnancy, every night before bed, my husband gave me a massage. And I don't know why it stopped. Why do I need to be pregnant to get me a massage? I need to bring it back. Let's see. Jordan and Jesse decide to drive together, I guess. And they're talking about Taylor and Dakota. And Jordan tells Jesse that Dakota had a thing with Leanne's friend, which they know they're on camera. So I thought this was so shitty of Jordan. Like, Jordan and Dakota are supposed to be best friends. So he obviously, like, confided in him. Now, Dakota's an asshole. And, like, I don't really give a shit that he hurt Dakota. But I just think Jordan's a shitty friend, too. Because you could have waited until the cameras were off. You didn't need to do this now.
Yeah.
So he says they were texting a lot. It got flirty and sexual. And when it came time to actually meet up, Dakota had turned it down. So Jesse says that she feels for Taylor, but also for Dakota. And I'm like, okay, Jesse, no, there's no feeling for Dakota in this situation.
She was trying to compare her situation.
Yes.
And I think that's why she was like, I feel for Dakota. Completely different. It's completely different.
Very different.
Yeah.
So Jesse says something like, if he doesn't tell her, I'm going to have to. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that whole conversation was really shitty. And I was like, I've been on Jesse's side this entire season because I really dislike Jordan so much. But with stuff like this, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I don't like you because you manufacture things and you manufacture drama, and like, she's not my favorite person. She never was in the first 2 seasons. I'm not like a Jessie stan in any way, shape, or form. I have felt bad for her because I feel like she was in a, abusive, or is currently even probably in a alleged abusive relationship. But yeah, I'm not a Jessie fan. I feel like her and Jordan were like, oh, how do we get, the attention off us? What can we bring up? And they brought this up. Because why did they even drive back together? You know what I mean? Like, they're still on their break. Like, he was supposedly stayed in the pool house. And if you go back, Taylor sent Dakota a text that said, if you're feeling all alone out there and scared, come in. He shouldn't have been alone. He was supposed to be with Jordan, right? Why was he alone? Because Jordan was probably with Jessie.
Probably. But they didn't say about that.
No.
I guess I didn't realize this. I just didn't put 2 and 2 together that this all happened when they were driving back from Stagecoach. I didn't realize that. I don't know why I thought they were just like in the car going somewhere together. I didn't put that together. So that really makes it shitty. It was like Taylor was finally giving into Dakota, and then that bomb got thrown into the mix.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Like, very
I feel so bad for her.
I do too. I hope with this Bachelorette that she actually finds someone. I really
did
do.
you see? Who was she with? I'm sorry. I can't stop yawning. I'm like so tired. I'm like so tired. Like, just hit me.
I'm drinking my Alani. I need some energy.
I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper, but it's not doing anything. And I had a coffee this morning. But where was I going with this? Oh, did you see that she was with somebody at a football game and like they kissed? Was that
I think it was one of her dates. She's filming The Bachelor right now.
Okay. Well, I knew they wouldn't show, you know what I mean, like who she chose or whatever, but I was very confused who that was. So he was a Bachelor contestant. Okay.
Because they've been getting, they're in Vegas shooting it, so they had some pictures of her when people were at BravoCon too. Because she had walked up in a lobby to one of the guys and like hugged him and kissed him. And people were commenting, I'm like, she's dating them. Why is that weird? Like,
right. You want to know how a guy kisses before you say yes.
Yeah, they're like grown adults. Like, if she's supposed to decide to marry him at the end, I mean, I would hope you at least kiss.
Right.
Anything else? We kind of like flew through that one.
I feel like there wasn't much to say either, though. You know what I mean? Like, it was,
coach.
And it was a lot of Michaela and Jace.
Yeah, and I wanted to point out, because something we didn't talk about during the reunion episode was the seating chart. And I know I had said Whitney was first chair and like literally said nothing, and then Michaela was like the 5th person on the seat. Why? She literally had more storyline than almost anybody else. She's sharing like her deepest, darkest shit. Why wasn't she like up right next to Taylor? Or why wasn't she first chair? Demi and Whitney being chair 1 and 2, they weren't even on half the season. They didn't even sign their contract until like episode 5. Like, that's
that was crappy.
Yeah.
Because then, when it was Taylor, Jessie, Macy, Michaela.
Yeah, Michaela was like at the end.
Yeah.
It was very weird. I don't know why. I don't know. They need to hire some new producers over there at Hulu, because I'm not impressed. They need to take their time with season 4, which I think they already said it's going to come out in like April or May or something. I swear I saw that somewhere. But yeah. I don't want to see manufactured Hulu. You need to get it together.
Yeah.
So follow us on all of the social media. We're at Shaded Reality Pod. We have a Facebook page. We have a Facebook group. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. like and subscribe. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you listen. Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, any of those things. What else? You can write us an email if you have any comments or questions or opinions about the way we should kind of do this moving forward. We haven't, I mean, in all reality, we haven't been doing this very long. So, you know, I'm more than willing to like make changes. I can't remember if I said this in the beginning because we had to start over due to connectivity, but we are going to focus more moving forward on like our reactions and opinions about the show overall versus like a line by line recap. So let us know what you think of that. And yeah, I think that's everything. This is like a short episode for some reason, but I'm fine with
Still
that.
40 minutes.
Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, thanks for listening. Happy Tuesday. And yeah, have a good start or good rest of your week. Bye.
Bye.